centre of the course, coming with an electric finish. Do it again. He's coming at Rainbow Bridge. He's a board leader and he will do it again.
Racing takes place at Hollywood Bets Scottsville, the first time since racing has taken its little holiday, enforced holiday, and we have a 10-race program that will await us. But a warm welcome to the GTV studio. With me today again is Graeme Hawkins, and we'll be taking you through the 10-race card that awaits at Scottsville. Graeme, how are you today?
All good, thank you. All good. Great that racing heads back to Hollywood Bet Scottsville.
Absolutely, and there's a 10-race card that awaits, as I said, and some very, very competitive racing, especially the first two races where there's so many unraced horses.
Well, in the first three races, in fact, there are, in the first race, 10 out of the 12 runners are first timers. Second race, 9 out of the 12. Third race, first leg of the place accumulator, 7 of the 12. So all of those races are ripe for a market springer, but we'll talk about the individual races in a moment. But obviously it does make selections in the third race, the first leg of the place accumulator. There are only 7 first timers, so a little easier than perhaps the first two races, so hopefully we get it right.
Okay, well, let's start off with our exotic bet selection. Graeme and I have put together some permutations for you to have a look at, and those are our selections, and we'll take you through them. We'll start off with my place accumulator, and I've loaded up in the first leg. I've gone with 4 horses 1, 6, 8 and 10, Winging It, San Andreas, Vase Illusion and Hardwired. So 4 horses in the first leg. Let's hope we can treble up. Second leg, I've gone for 1 and 8, Astute Vision and To Do Ron. The third leg, I've gone with Banker Donald McDonald, horse number 1. The fourth leg, I should say, I've gone with 2 and 5. That's Perfect Air and Down to Earth. And Banker comes up in leg 5. Horse number 5, Twist of Fate. We'll touch on Twist of Fate a little later, but I certainly think he can be in the first 3. The next leg, we're going 6 and 11, Prince of Venice and Yes Sir, I Can Boogie. And the last leg of my place accumulator, I've gone for 6, Kingston Rock, and 7, Soiree, who is scratched, but that is going to make me having a banker and the tote favourite. I've never changed, Graeme. My perms I always keep, if there's scratchings.
It's a good idea. Rather leave it to the whatever the tote favourite is.
Absolutely. Okay, that's my PA. Let's go through your PA numbers.
Okay, well, like you, Warren, I have loaded up the first leg, which, as I said, includes 7 first timers. I've gone with numbers 1, 7, 8, and 11. But I must just mention that having studied the betting just before coming on air, that number 12, Spring High, is actually now the favourite with the bookmakers. So we'll be chatting to Stuart Ferry, so it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say about the Dennis Dry inmate number 12, Spring High, which makes its debut. So watch out for number 12 as well. Second leg, I've gone 1, 7 and 12. Third leg, 1 and 4. Fourth leg, 2 and 5. I've also banked number 5, Twist of Fate, but we'll chat about him in depth a little bit later on. 1, 3 and 11, and I've banked number 6, Kingston Rock, at the back. So that's 144 Rand place accumulator perm.
Okay, let's move on to our pick sixes. Very difficult bet, but a bet that we all love and try desperately daily to catch. And let's have a look at my pick 6 permutation. First leg, 1, 6 and 8, just the 3 horses. Astute Vision, and that's an interesting name, a Hapinakio, and 8, To Do Ron. The second leg, I've gone 1 and 4, just 2 horses. Third leg, 1, 2, 5. The fourth leg, horses 5, 8, and 9. Fifth leg, loaded up, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 11, and 12. And again, in the last leg, horses 6 and 7. And I'm going to leave it as it is and get the tote favourite. And let's hope the tote favourite will help me survive. That's the pick 6. And Graeme, let's have a look at your permutation.
Well, also no bankers. I've refrained from bankering Twist of Fate, but obviously if you really strongly fancy him, you can cut down your permutation size by going with him as a banker in the fourth leg. I've gone 1, 7 and 12, by 1 and 4, by 2 and 5. Then in Twist of Fate's race, I've gone 5, 8, 9, 10 and 11, including Pack Leader, who could be the one to most trouble Twist of Fate. 1, 3 and 11 in leg 5, and closing out this 540 Rand pick 6 perm with numbers 4, 6, and 12. But it is competitive, and you're going to need a touch of luck.
You're going to need a touch of luck indeed, Graham, because as we're going to go through the card, it's very, very tough. But let's have a look at jackpots now. And here is my perm, the first leg, 1-4. In fact, it's identical to the middle chunk of the pick 6. 1-4 by 1-2-5 by 5-8-9. And let's give you those names of the horses in the last leg. Winter Blues, 1, 2 Damasio, 3 Skidoo, 6 Prince of Venice, 7 Great Sharka, 11 and 12 who are Yes Sir Icon and Boogie and Wolfgang. So let's hope that if I'm able to go through to the last leg, we certainly should be well secured.
Yeah, you've certainly gone a lot wider in the last leg than I have, although our perms are similar in size. Yours 126, mine is 120. I've gone 1 and 4 like you have in the first leg. That is Donald McDonald and Red Rock Canyon, the two obvious choices. They do stand out. The second leg, numbers 1, 2, 5, and 9. Again, I've gone wide in Twist of Fate's race. In Jackpot 2, which you'll see a little bit later on, I've done a bit of a cover in Bankering Twist of Fate in the first leg of Jackpot 2, which is 7 to 10, races 7 to 10. This is, of course, Jackpot 1, races 5 to 8. So I've gone 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1, 3, and 11 at the back.
Okay, there we go. That's Graham's jackpot 1, and there's 1 or 2 other perms we're going to go through.
Yeah, there's my jackpot 2. Now, as you can see, I've changed strategy slightly and taking a chance because I need the field in the last leg. Race 10 looks an absolute nightmare. So I've bankered Twist of Fate in this jackpot perm, which is races 7 to 10. Gone 1, 3, and 11 by 4, 6, and 12, and then included the whole field in the final leg. And that jackpot 2 permutation comes to 108 rands. And as you know, Warren, I'm a great fan of the bipot, so I have decided to obviously venture out there into the bipot field, and a suggested 192 rand perm. I've taken a chance in that first leg. Well, it's not much of a chance. He's deep in the red. We've already acknowledged that there are many first-timers in race 2. In fact, 9 of the 12 are first-timers, but number 10, Keep the Lights On, is at 5 to 10 in the market. Anton Marcus teaming up with Justin Snaith. So I've bankered that by 1, 7, 8, 11. Then in leg 3, 1, 7, and 12. Leg 4, 1 and 5. Leg 5, 2 and 5. Leg 6, 5, 8, 9, and 10. And that bipod perm is 192 rands.
Okay, so those are the perms, and that is... I think if we can pull it off, we'll be going home with a fair amount of cash, because I think these bets will pay.
Yeah, it's very competitive. It's very difficult. You always need a touch of luck. You need the short-haired decisions to go your way, and you need to enjoy an afternoon where your principal runners all enjoy a trouble-free race.
Okay, that is the selections for our perms for race meeting at Hollywood Bets Scottsville.